You teach the child how to do Monopoly, and you'll be surprised at how they understand real estate very quickly, how they understand how banks work very quickly, and how they understand why having more money by making good decisions is so important in life.
So I have a 3-year-old son, and teaching finance is one of my core goals that I want to take up with him. So on this episode of Finance Made Simple by Canara HSBC Life Insurance, I'm joined by Kiran, who also has a 10-year-old daughter, and we are going to discuss as parents as to what we can teach our kids and how we should teach our kids about finance. So over to you. So what are some of the key goals that you have in terms of what your daughter should know about finance?
Thank you for that question, Akshat. I must share this, for the sake of transparency and authenticity, that my teachings have all gone for a toss, because I think my husband and I both have very different philosophies, and I think we've managed to confuse her. So the first tip I want to give to everybody who's seeing this is, as parents, please decide what is it that you want to tell your child and stick to the plan, and both of you need to be playing the same role. Interestingly, in our case, what happened was that I was the person who's constantly saying, "Paise ped pe nahi ukte, you can't have everything." And for my husband, well, the little princess can have everything she wants. So I guess we didn't discuss it, and we confused her, and now she's a master negotiator. So don't do the mistake that I have made. Have a script, have a plan, and there is no age which is inappropriate to teach a child about money. It's very important for them. And as soon as they can understand, they should know about money. So tip 1, plan ahead and have the same script as parents.
All right. So my wife and I are fairly frugal. So from that perspective, I think we'll pass on the similar set of learnings.
Wonderful.
Hopefully that conflict will not be there. But bringing in my experience of being an educator, I can talk about the fact that kids usually learn by giving them drills, right? That you give them certain tasks to complete or exercises to complete. So what is your thought process around it? Have you tried doing it? What do you believe about that?
So one thing I have learned is that, to get a child to do something, you don't tell them, you demonstrate to them. And you do that by living that life that you want them to see, and engaging them in your conversations, in your financial planning to whatever extent they are able to understand, in your shopping, and engaging them, giving them choices, and they understand how money works. If you ask me, a good way to teach a child who's around 10, financial planning is the game of Monopoly. You teach the child how to do Monopoly, and you'll be surprised at how they understand real estate very quickly, how they understand how banks work very quickly, and how they understand why having more money by making good decisions is so important in life. So I think the best way to engage children in this conversation is to not do real life scenarios too quickly, but through games, through engagements, through conversations, bring the aspect into their mind so they're able to think for themselves. Constantly ask them what they feel. A lot of times parents get into the mode of telling, right? You also have to ask how they feel about money and have a good solid conversation around it, so they learn to make up their mind more organically.
Currently where we are in our situation, we might be having some bad financial habits. You might be having some bad financial habits. So what are those bad financial habits that you would not like your kid to know?
Only one, impulsive buying. Since the time I've become digital and, all these options have happened where you can just, do a 4-digit password and buy something. I also, incidentally, am a hoarder. So I am living in a cluttered space right now. Impulsive buying is definitely something that I am really practicing this year to let go. So I now follow. I know you don't like too many rules being brought in, but I follow the 3-day rule now, Akshat, which is if I like something, I don't buy it then. I wait for 3 days. If I still dream about it, if I still want it, then I go and buy it. But trust me, it's helped me a lot to reduce my shopping, because post 3 days, I generally feel I can do without it.
I think that's a solid practical point. So in terms of tenets of teaching, what are 4 or 5 core things that you would want kids to absolutely start learning, or as parents we should start teaching them, if you can bullet it out?
Sure. So one is, like I said, engaging them in family conversations. Second, I would say listening to them and understanding how they feel about it. Third is teaching frugality. I think is very relevant in today's time. Fourth, if I may bring in, it's not really a aspect of financial planning, but an aspect of giving, Akshat. As the world is becoming more nuclear, as we're getting to spend a lot of time, money, and effort all on ourselves, I think it's important to teach kids the meaning of giving away as well, to people who may be less fortunate, to people who may not have all the luxuries that we have, in a practical, evolved way. It's not about giving away money. It is about seeing what we can do to make the world a better place.
I think you have encapsulated so well. I will just add one more final point from my side, which is that cultivating the financial wisdom of not defining yourself with money, but studying money as a subject, which you can utilize it to better your life and better the lives of everyone around you.
Wonderful.
Okay, so with that said, I hope you enjoyed this episode and I will see you the next time.
Canara HSBC Life Insurance. Promises का partner.